If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn it, I'm not.
We together on this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be one.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Oh my God!
That was cold-blooded.
God damn, that was racist.
Oh, damn.
What? This is how I feel inside.
Got me fucked up.
Man, the big game is finally here, and BetOnline is your number one source for playoff odds, stats, trends, and lines. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Lloyd Spence. And I hope you're ready. I hope you got your team picked out, because it's going to be a great one this weekend. The Super Bowl is going to be fantastic. And with everything from point spreads to hundreds of player performances and props, with dozens of odds, props, and info on hundreds of sports, events, politics, and entertainment, you can access the world's best wagering information anytime from desktop or your mobile device, simply by heading to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. Because it's BetOnline, and it's where the game starts, and it starts here this weekend. Go whoever wants to win.
Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Yeah. Now, yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of a can. You can make it round the world when it holds in your hand. Popcorn world. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. NOIZ, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother NOIZ, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle NOIZ, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ. Talkin NOIZ. We're talking NOIZ. Talkin NOIZ. Talkin NOIZ.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are back. Me and Mama NOIZ up in the building. It's so good to see everybody. My camera's blurry, a little blurry. Okay, there it is. All right. What's going on, people?
Hey.
It's y'all, man. It's like forever.
True.
Seems like forever. But we back in the hizzy now, baby. I look at Mama NOIZ looking all deliciously good.
Hey, Ahura.
I mean, she looks incredible.
Well, thank you. Hey, guys.
I'm glad to see you, Mama NOIZ. Glad to know that you're here and you're doing all right.
I'm glad to be here. And as my godfather always says, I'm glad to be seen.
There's a song that this moment reminds me of that we used to sing back in the day. And it just simply said, glad to be in the service. Glad to be in the service one more time.
Hey, Pastor NOIZ.
So, like I said, it's good to see. We got so much to talk about tonight.
Thank you.
Listen, we got so much to talk about that we actually added a special guest. Not even white organist, but I added a special guest to the program tonight. Just real quick, just to give us a little. I don't want to say mood music, but just like to kind of set the tone of the evening, if y'all don't mind. So Bill Andre, if you don't mind, just give us a little.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not Andre 3000.
He on tour right now, Mama NOIZ. He doing his thing.
Is he doing the doo-loop, doo-loop, doo-loop-doo?
No, don't do that. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. He's trying to give us this gift. He got a gift.
Expand
and
the culture?
with that gift.
Oh, okay.
So he just coming back with the gift and letting the people, you know, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm happy that Andre has found another side of himself, and he's giving that side to the people. It's beautiful.
I must say I have not seen that side, and I'm okay.
See, that's hate right there. God don't love that. God can't bless you, what you're doing right now. The
All
petty
I'm saying is
that you're achieving that right now.
You know, I didn't expect.
Let me tell you something. Petty is in the atmosphere right now, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because this kind of energy that you're giving is the same energy that lady gave in Texas.
Nope.
Did y'all hear about that one?
Okay. Nice segue.
Thank you. I've been doing this a little while. But we want to give y'all oh gosh, I'm trying to get used to the new format, y'all. So y'all bear with us. We want to start the show with the new segment called The Breaking News. Da-da-da-da. Okay. No, the breaking news. Why is my camera all of a sudden blurry? Come on, camera, work with me now.
All blurry and stuff.
Work with me, camera. I may have to back up off the screen a little bit.
Well, you know there is a blurry function, so did you hit it by accident?
I hit it. I don't think I hit it. It just went blurry on me.
Okay.
We got some new things that y'all can see. And so we're trying to work through all the newness. But it'll straighten itself out. But anyway, y'all heard about what happened down at the Keith thing, right? So first of all, let me educate those who have been living under a rock on who Keith Lee is. Keith Lee is a YouTuber, and not just YouTuber. He's a social media guy that blew up last year. And I agree with you. I do need Jesus. That is not. There it is. There's just straight.
Our production does.
For sure, production needed Jesus. But okay, so Keith Lee is a social media guy that blew up last year simply by tasting food and going online and talking about his opinion on what the food was good, if it was good or not. And somehow, that
he blew all the way up on
he
TikTok.
blew all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok and in YouTube and Instagram or whatever. And so he went from like a few followers to a whole bunch of followers like overnight. And so then this thing started happening called the Keith Lee effect, where he would go to a city and eat their food, and just by him going online and saying the food was good, people would come to these mom and pop stores in droves and damn near say their business. And so he started making a lot of money, and then he's a believer, so he started giving money to these businesses and helping these businesses out. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's been a beautiful thing this last year. He has become a superstar on social media. Very humble little dude. He used to be an MMA fighter, but he's not a big guy. He's not like a huge guy. He's just a little dude. But he's a really nice guy, and it seems like his heart's in the right place. He loves his wife. He's trying to do things the right way, and he's really been a blessing. There have been several testimonials over the last year where he has literally saved some mom and pop businesses that were headed like down the toilet, and just by him putting the Keith Lee effect on their business, it saves their business. So he's been going on this tour since last summer, and he went to Atlanta. That didn't work out too well. Atlanta was rude as hell. And he exposed a lot of Atlanta. He exposed a lot of what Atlanta restaurant atmosphere is really like.
And
so,
politics.
Right, the politics and stuff in Atlanta. So they were mad that he came and exposed them. And then he went to New York, and New York was super rude to him. So that didn't work out too well. But most of the cities he goes to works out really well. And so this last week, he went to Dallas because he wanted to go to Dallas. He heard about some good things in Dallas. And he was like, you know what, I'm just going to go check out some restaurants in Dallas. I've been getting all these wonderful recommendations. It's been a beautiful thing. And so I'm going to go check it out. So he went to go visit a food truck on his tour. And the food truck was owned by a lady named Kim Viverette. Chef Kim Viverette, who was a Milwaukee transplant. And she was struggling with her food truck. And the name of the food truck was Sweetly Seasoned. Sweetly Seasoned. And she's just been struggling to get customers to the food truck. She's struggling to get people there to come try her delicious food. And so Keith came and said, girl, I got you. And so what he did is he came and he left his mark on the place. And they got, they had the food truck going, and there was a braider there who was, trying to braid hair out there, and there was a barber there, and he was trying to, cut hair out there, and they tried to turn it into like a little party kind of thing. And Keith Lee pulls up, and all of a sudden, people start showing up. 30 people start showing up, whatever. So people start showing up, and he whips out $4,000 and says, listen, today I'm going to give you this $4,000. And what I want to do, and he saw the barber out there, and he felt compassion for the barber. And he saw the braider out there, and he felt compassion for the braider. And so he said, I feel like the Lord is telling me that we should give you this $4,000. But what we want to do is we want to give $1,000 to the barber and $1,000 to the braider, and so they can braid and cut hair while you out here serving food and turn it into a whole experience. And she was like, well, how do I do that? He said, well, you figure it out. You got your Giselle, you got all the different ways to bless the peoples. Just make sure you give the barber $1,000 and the braider $1,000 so they can cut today $1,000 worth of hair for free and $1,000 worth of braids for free. So that was the Keith Lee effect. They took the picture and they was like, hey, let's do this, blah, blah, blah. Everything's good. Now, where the story went left is Miss Viverette, because everybody knows once you get the Keith Lee effect, the people's is coming. They're coming from all over the place. They never heard of you. But Keith Lee's following is so vast and his word is so trusted that the people are coming to support Keith Lee.
True. And
before she could ever get out the gate, she went back on social media and she said, well, I don't even know these people. And so rather than give them any of this $4,000, I'm just going to hold on to that. Because
I can have it.
Because Keith Lee said, I can have it. He had said, I can have it, and so I'm going to have it, which is not what he said. So then, when she went on social media and said she wasn't going to give up the money,
all came broke loose.
Social media lit her ass up. And they were like, oh, really? Oh, you're not going to give up the money? Oh, that's what we're doing? We're not blessing people now? So Keith Lee come bless you. You can't bless nobody else?
Oh, my gosh, listen.
It got so bad, ladies and gentlemen, that she tried to give out a response. It was too late, though. Social media was already tearing her a new one. So she had to shut the business down. So who was she blamed for this?
She tried to come back and post a Instagram post saying that there was a misunderstanding.
She tried that.
It was a misunderstanding. I just want everybody to know that all the money that's supposed to go to whoever it goes to is ready to be picked up. And yeah,
she tried, but everybody wasn't having it. And I think her brother or somebody in her family tried to blame Keith Lee. He said he could. So Keith had to get back online and explain what went down.
This is not much to talk about, but there are a few conflated and confused things that's going on about the situation. So let's talk about that. 3 years ago, me and my family went to Sweet Season food truck. Number one, nobody had any idea we was coming. They found out we was in Dallas. Like everybody else found out we was in Dallas because we was posting videos in Dallas. So hopefully it was coming. They had t-shirts made and it was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team, and this was a normal routine for them. The barber being there, the braider being there, family being there, a lot of people being there. This is our first time here. We're customers. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Number two, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free. Again, my family was watching live. So we knew that he was cutting hair for $40. So when we walked up and I said, I want to get $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts and $1,000 to the braider to braid hair, it was because in the original video, the son said it was slow due to marketing. That's marketing. That was literally, after we post the video, there will be a line out the door. If there's a line out the door and there's a barber and a braider doing hair while people are waiting, that's marketing. So again, it's in the hood. You play some music, you cutting hair, you braiding hair, you're all sitting out, you're having fun. It's a parking lot barbecue. So again, we don't know the behind the scenes if they knew each other, if they didn't know each other. And the reason why I didn't pay everybody individually, the interaction that you see was already what it was. It was really only like a 5-minute interaction. But then at 5 minutes, 30 to 40 people pulled up. They was pulling up in droves. That parking lot was getting deep fast. And for me and my family's safety in general, I don't ever carry cash around. And 9 times out of 10, if we tip, we always do it through the POS system. And even if we wanted to do it a different way, because it was 4 or 5 people at the same time on live. So for safety reasons, they wouldn't be able to say their phone numbers or their personal information out loud. And as far as them taking my phone and putting their number in on themselves, I wouldn't hand my personal phone to nobody. So the POS system was an option that made the most sense. I started through this journey that sometimes it's deeper than the food, it's deeper than the marketing, it's deeper than the customer service. And this is one of those cases, in my opinion. Sweet Season got a lot to figure out, and I thank God in advance that they do figure it out. But last thing I'm going to touch on is the son is misconstruing something that I said, and I don't appreciate it. After I said out loud in detail what we deemed the money to be used towards, I also said y'all can divvy it out how y'all feel necessary. Meaning, after the money hits, because it's a POS system, they don't hit the same day. Y'all can send it out through Apple Pay, through Zelle, through Cash App, through check, through cash. However y'all feel necessary to spread it amongst the team. I thought and I still think that that's a very clear statement. But it's being misconstrued, in my opinion, intentionally misconstrued, that I said, and the mom and the son can say who get the money and who don't get the money.
So she did tell her to distribute the money. She felt necessary.
I never said that. Regardless of what's going on behind the scenes, I felt in my heart to do what we did. So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like I was telling her to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong in my opinion. I see the memes and I see the jokes, but I am not in the business of shutting businesses down. Her actions did not sit right with y'all and her customer base. That resulted in the situation that she in today. We just ate the food and left a tip. I pray in advance that everybody in the situation stays safe. That's my biggest concern.
And I think he liked the food. I think he was feeling the food. I think he really enjoyed it. But she screwed that all the way up. What do you think about that?
Well, I was excited for a lot of the different vendors that had the Keith Lee effect. I like that. I was excited for them, especially the one out in Rowlett that did do right by him. That she, well, I'm sure we'll talk about her in a minute, but this lady, I was like, oh gosh, it is hard out here, and a lot of businesses did not survive the pandemic, and they closed down permanently. And you can go online sometimes and Google certain restaurants, and it'll just have permanently closed. And so this lady had an opportunity presented to her, and it's almost like a Bible story that when folks promised to give something and then they didn't do it, and then they suffered the repercussions because they made a promise and didn't do it. He told her, you can keep 2,000. Just make sure you give this person 1,000 and that person 1,000. It was simple instructions.
But you know what's crazy though to me about the whole thing? She was gonna make more than that just by doing the right thing.
Facts.
You were gonna make more than that just by Keith Lee putting your business out there and letting everybody know who you were and you are. Mm-hmm. All you had to do was give up $2,000.
That's it.
And you probably would have made 20 or two or over that course of this next year, 200,000. Like the Keith Lee effect is real. Most of the businesses that he has affected over this last year have gotten far better, and they've recovered. And
oh no.
Okay, can everybody else hear me? Because you can't. Do I sound okay to you, Mama Nora?
It's not as clear as it could be. I mean, I can hear you, but it's not as clear as I believe it can be.
Okay, let me make sure. Go ahead and talk while I'm solving this problem.
Okay. And let me know if you can hear me as well. Okay.
You sound fine.
Okay. Yes.
Let me sound.
The Keith Lee effect was a blessing to so many different people. That the lady, we'll talk about later. The one, okay, he said it's a little muffled.
Can you hear her? Just talk. I got it. I'll fix my part.
Gotcha. The lady, she kind of blew it. The blessing was sent directly to her food truck, where she could have had the privilege to be able to bless other people, because everybody wants to be blessed. So, they're like right there in the park. The way I understand it, they was in the parking lot. And so they're saying, look, be a blessing to the braider, be a blessing to the barber. They was going to make it a hallelujah good time. And then it took, one person's greed that just messed it up for. But then I appreciate the fact that Keith Lee went ahead and went to we got to get that lady's name. The lady from Rowlett who had the business that had the sweet potato thing and all these other. She was an example of how she had created a T-shirt and created all kinds of advertising and marketing, trying to get Keith Lee to stop by her restaurant. She said that she had to throw away so much food and stuff because nobody was coming. She couldn't get people to come by to her restaurant. Not as many people for all the food that she was. And he came to her restaurant and spent money and gave money, and people were coming to her restaurant in droves. And now everybody knows how, if they feel like they want some good fried chicken or some good cake or sweet potato pie, listen, this lady was tremendously blessed. So it almost shows you the difference between that lady was so humble. She was just like, I just wanted you to come by here.
Well, now listen, that lady also wasn't forced with a choice of splitting the money up either. Does that sound better?
Huh?
That sound better?
No. I think so.
Okay. I know what you're saying. So I hope that the lady would have done the same. Would have done. She presented herself very well to Keith, and therefore was blessed as well. But what's interesting is the choice to me that the first lady, the Vivette lady, had to make, because she had to decide: do I want to be a blessing as much as I'm being blessed? And that's difficult for some people. That's difficult when you've been down for so long and you've been struggling for so long, and you can't, your situation is whatever it is. I think sometimes you get distracted, and I think what happened, because I don't want to crucify the lady as much as I've seen her be crucified. I think she got distracted by the short. So, in the church, we call what she has a poverty mentality. And a poverty mentality wants to hold on to every dime, every penny that you get, because you don't know if you'll ever get it again. And I understand that, because that mentality comes with a sense of desperation. And you say, I'll bust it the next time. Right. And that's what I think a lot of people, as much as she got tore up to the point where she literally had to close the doors, I don't think she did anything that wasn't what a lot of people would have done. She's not the only one that would have done that. A lot of people would have looked Keith Lee right in his face and told him yes. And then when he walked out the door, they'd have been like, nah, I'm good on that. Like Anthony Booth said, I'll bless somebody next time. So it's an integrity thing. Money, a lot of times money will expose where you are as a human being. And I think that's all it was, is that she just needed, she just needs help. Like she's, her business, I don't know her whole situation. And so it's hard to say that I'm a crucifier because she made this choice. It was the wrong choice for sure. Let's be clear. It was absolutely the wrong choice. But it does take a level of faith to step out and do the right thing in these moments when you've been going through for so long. So I do understand the mentality of why she did it. It was just the wrong thing to do. It was just really the wrong thing to do. And it cost her, because really, it ain't just that it cost her business. Like, she could have saved her business, but and her reputation. Like, I don't even know how you open up again behind a situation like that in Dallas. She may have to go back somewhere else and do this.
I was getting ready to say she's going to pick up somewhere else, because she could have been a blessing to herself and to the braider and to the barber and to the candlestick maker and the baker and everybody all around the situation. But instead, it was more like,
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, And I'm saying, do you understand how a person, when you've been down for so long, how hard it is to maybe make that decision, Mama Noise? Now, I'm not saying she was right. I'm just saying it's challenging sometimes to make the right decision when you've been down for so long. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I'm not getting ready to say, oh, yeah, she should, the immediate thing to do. It's always good to, to say that you would make that choice off the cuff after you done had a chance to, when you're on the outside looking in. That's what I mean. Yeah.
So we got a couple of other breaking news. We're calling this news segment when we give you the latest news and stuff that's going on. Breaking news now, and then we'll get into the topic of the day. The other breaking news is everybody's still buzzing about all of the things that went down at the Grammys. So, first of all, let me clear up a couple of things so people can understand what happened. Because I know a lot of people are confused about this Killer Mike story. And so let me kind of bring a little clarity to that Killer Mike story. So what happened was Killer Mike, before the show started, was trying to get into the building, he and his team, because people think the Grammy starts at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever it is. Okay. When it hits your TV. No, the Grammys are pretty much an all-day type thing. And so they start giving out all of the awards like hours before they hit the red carpet. So Killer Mike and his team, his family, they got to the Grammys early, and they were trying to figure out which door they were supposed to go into. And so by looking around trying to find the door, there was a security guard there that was wondering what the heck was going on while y'all walking around like this. So this is where the story gets a little bit convoluted, because the security guard alleged that they pushed him or whatever, pushed him out the way or whatever, and moved him into the thing. Killer Mike alleges that nothing like that happened. And there's video or proof, they say, that will show that nothing like that happened. So we'll see how that unfolds or whatever. But nevertheless, Killer Mike got in, his team got in, his wife got in, everybody got in. He proceeded to win 3 Grammys in a row. He swept the rap category and won, I think it was Best Rap Album, Best Rap Single, and Performance or something like that. But it was 3 different things that he won coming out of that category for his album Michael, and specifically the song Scientists and Engineers that features Future and Andre 3000. See, he still raps, Kieta. He played flute on this one. He actually rapped on that one. So he did his thing. He was so excited. He gave an inspirational speech. He's talked to the press. And then literally right after talking with the press, police came in, slapped the handcuffs on him, took him downtown for misdemeanor battery. So I don't know if he officially was charged or he was charged with misdemeanor battery, and they're going to sort it all out later. But that's what took place. That he had, it was a slight altercation, but I think everything's going to get worked out. I saw him talking about it the next day, which was yesterday, and he seemed to feel as though it really was just a big misunderstanding, and it was all going to get worked out. So that was the Killer Mike part of the Grammys. Mm-hmm. Then we had the Grammys, the live Grammys themselves. A shout out to Trevor Noah, who did an outstanding job hosting the thing, as he always does. But we had a few surprises. Shout out to the great Tracy Chapman, who did her thing. Shout out to Luke Combs, country star Luke Combs, who brought Tracy Chapman out there to sing her song, which I guess he remixed or remade or whatever. And they sang the song together. And it was just a vibe, period. It wasn't the greatest vocal performance of all time, because he has a good voice, she has a good voice, but they weren't doing harmonies and all that stuff. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just they sang that song, that iconic song Fast Car. And it's kind of funny because it ain't till you hear it that you realize you know it. And then I'm like, oh, I know the song. I know Fast Car. Ain't a fast car. You know. So you go through the whole vibe or whatever, and that was cool. Then shout out to the great Joni Mitchell that showed up. That was like, wow. Joni Mitchell, who hadn't been at the Grammys, they said like 15, 20 years. Like, she just had maybe longer than that. But Joni Mitchell performed. She sat down in her little chair and sang her song and did her thing. So that was real cool. So shout out to Joni Mitchell, who sang, and all the other artists that performed. It was kind of dope. But the thing that the three things that everybody are talking about. The first being that Jay-Z won the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award.
Dr. Dre got his own award?
Dr. Dre now has his own award as of last year.
For the Grammys?
Yes, Kia.
I guess I'm trying to process it because I'm saying, so each time we see the Grammys, we should expect an award, a Dr. Dre award.
That's right, the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award.
How did he get?
Listen, I don't want to get into the politics, Kieta.
Oh, okay.
But I am going to get into the politics in a minute because it kind of sets the stage for this show. I'll get back to that in a minute. Okay. But anyway, this year's recipient of the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award was none other than Sean Carter, also known as Jay-Z. So Jay-Z went on stage with his beautiful daughter, Blue. By the way, grown up to be a very beautiful young lady. And so all the people that were shading over the baby, y'all can kick rocks. Because she's a beautiful, beautiful child. So now, she went on stage. They went on stage together. And Jay-Z decided, I got time today. And so he decided to unmask some of the behind-the-scenes practices of the Grammys. One in particular of the subjectivity and objectivity of the voting process, and more specifically in the category of Album of the Year. And he said, in the 69-year history, or 66-year history of the Grammys, there ain't been that many black people that's won Album of the Year. In fact, there's a certain lady that I know that has won the most Grammys of all time, and she's never won Album of the Year. To in that moment, the entire world went, what? Because we all knew he was talking about his lovely wife, Beyonce. And I need everybody to conceptualize this, what I'm saying. Beyonce has won 34 Grammys, more than any other human on the face of the earth. But none of the Grammys she's won say Album of the Year. Now, juxtapose that to Taylor Swift, who just won her 4th Album of the Year. Now, the controversy begins. Because everybody was thinking for sure the person who got nominated the most, which was SZA, who, by the way, I heard the SZA album, love it. I think it's a great album. They thought surely SZA's going to win Album of the Year. It like should be a no-brainer. But no. Taylor Swift won Album of the Year to break the record for most albums of the year won by an individual. I think you're muted, Mama Noise. You are muted.
Oh,
yeah, you go. That's okay.
Sorry. So now we need to apologize to Kanye West.
I saw that.
West said that years ago.
I saw that trending. I'll be honest with you, Mama Noise. I saw that trending, and I was thinking to myself, well, maybe it ain't as crazy as I thought.
He said, and he interrupted Taylor Swift. Consequently,
right? We all remember the moment, Mama Noise.
I'm just saying, the actual person that we're talking about here, he like, let me just throw this in for free.
But it's not. But hold on. But let's because I don't want you to get down. I don't want you going down that cul-de-sac. It's not just about the fact that he interrupted Taylor Swift. He highlighted, and by the way, that wasn't the Grammys when he did that. That was the MTV Awards. So it's a totally different award system. But what he did highlight was the discrepancy in subjectivity and objectivity voting as it relates to black music. Mm-hmm. And as it relates to white people voting on black music. Mm-hmm. And that's the challenge of the whole conversation. Because are black people getting an honest, truly honest, and fair voting as it relates to album of the year? Because album of the year is what. So of all the categories in the Grammys, and there are a ton of categories for the Grammys, right? Mm-hmm. Where the Grammys gets a little convoluted is that everybody doesn't vote in every category. So now let me take everybody behind the scenes a little bit, because everybody doesn't vote in every category. So you really typically end up voting in the category that you're kind of affiliated with. So, for example, if you are a pop artist or you come into the membership of the Academy under the pop world, right, then you're probably going to vote in the pop area. Same thing for gospel, same thing for R&B, same thing for. So they're trying to get people who would know to vote in those areas, which is good. That part is good, because you don't want people who don't know to vote in areas that they're completely and totally disconnected to. And by the way, there are, and I'm trying to get to the end here, there are, wait for it, 94 categories. So you can't, so everybody is listening to 94 different categories. They're just not.
Well, and that's the reason why they don't televise the entire thing. And
that's the only reason why they don't televise the whole thing. But now let's get back to this point that I'm trying to make, Mama Noise. And that is, so that works for the individual categories: rock, rap, pop, jazz, gospel, all of that. It works perfectly for that. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that the general voting, that's voted on by everybody. It's voted on by artists. It's voted on by engineers. It's voted on by producers. It's voted on by writers. And those who have chosen to pay the money to be a part of the Academy, and they're in good standing with the Academy, and they have a vote. Okay. And the categories are Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. Those are the general, or Songwriter of the Year, non-classical. Those are the top categories of all of the things. And the reason why this is a significant conversation that we're having, Mama Noise, is because in those categories, those are the categories that typically set the standard by which the industry views you individually. Oh. Here's what I mean by that.
It sounds boring.
It sounds what?
It sounds boring to have to go through 93.
No. But forget the 93. You're missing the point. I haven't got to the good point yet. I'm about to get to the good point now. The Record of the Year is voted on by everybody. Mm-hmm. So that's why you get John Baptiste and Boy Genius and Miley Cyrus and Billie Eilish and Victoria Monet, who's an R&B singer, and Olivia Rodrigo, who's a pop singer, and Taylor Swift and SZA all in the same category. Because it's a general category. But when you win that category, it allows you as an artist to and a songwriter and a producer to kind of flex a little bit in the industry. It increases your pay. It increases your prestige. I won Song of the Year. And so there's no greater honor than to win Album of the Year. And so World Music Radio, John Baptiste, the record Boy Genius, Endless Summer Vacation, Miley Cyrus. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard by Lana Del Rey? The Age of Pleasure, Janelle Monáe, Guts by Olivia Rodrigo, SOS by SZA, and Taylor Swift's Midnights. Now, here's the problem with what I just read. If I only listen to one genre of music, I'm only going to, or if I only appreciate one genre of music, then how can I truly vote and get a SZA or a Janelle Monáe into the winning category when I'm really partial to the type of music that Taylor Swift makes? And so what Jay-Z was saying is that there's something wrong with a voting system where a woman can be acknowledged for her greatness as it relates to the music and being nominated 34 times, because even he's been nominated like 24 or 27 times. So there's something wrong with that when you get nominated all those times. Like Nicki Minaj has been nominated 12 times and has never won at all. Like at all. She's never won. Up to and including this year when she lost for that Barbie World song, which I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really like the Barbie World song, so that didn't really surprise me that much. But my point is, that's how the industry works as it relates to the Grammys. And that's what Jay-Z was pointing out. There's a massive discrepancy. But I want to point something else out, which kind of brings us to what we want to talk about today's show. And noisemakers, I would love for you to bring in your opinion on this as well, because I'm very curious to know what you guys are going to think. Is there an even bigger problem? Because we as black artists, are still looking for white acceptance. And I don't even know if I'm talking about white in the color. I may be talking about white in the professional and business sense. Because we know how the industry is controlled. Understand that we have not placed ourselves in position, or let me say it this way, the greater wealth opportunities lie in our abilities to be able to take our product and expand it past the minority base into the majority base. So if our music crosses over, then that's how you become Beyonce. That's how you become Rihanna. That's how you become a big, a super mega celebrity star, whatever. Because you don't only have you not only have a minority base, but you also have a majority base. So losing Album of the Year is a big deal because it keeps you from truly crossing over into that realm. Although I don't know if it's hurt Beyonce that much, but maybe it has. I don't know. But is our biggest problem the desire to have white acceptance in the sense of we need that stamp for the validation. And maybe I do need white people. Like maybe we need we're good, we're black good, but are we like good for everybody? I never forget, I was watching The Real Husbands of Hollywood, and Chris Rock made a joke to Kevin Hart when Kevin Hart was coming up in the comedy. And he said, Kevin, you're black famous. He was famous. And I'm curious to know what you think about this, and noisemakers, what you guys think about this. What or why is it important? Because I heard another podcast today. Shout out to Here's the Thing, who, by the way, nominated for an NAACP award, so go vote for them. I heard them talking about this. They're talking about, well, it's an honor to win a Grammy or it's an honor to win an Oscar. Okay. Based on what? Like how? Like what's the honor? I'm not saying it's not, because I've never won one, so I don't know. Maybe it is an honor. I don't know. But I'm trying to understand: is it honor we're looking for or validation? Because I need people to understand. The first time The Color Purple came out, The Color Purple won no Oscars. It was nominated for a bunch of them, but it won no Oscars the first time it came out. And the whole family, Steve Spielberg, everyone, they felt the way about that. So much so that they waited 20, 30 years to redo The Color Purple and re-release The Color Purple, only to have it come out again and to only get one Oscar nomination. Shout out to the great Danielle Brooks. So my point is, what are we looking for? Because The Color Purple is iconic. It's iconic. So I'm not 100% sure it needed to be made again, though I did enjoy the second version of The Color Purple. Though I would not say they are the same movie. They are definitely different, because one is for sure a musical and it's got its own vibe and sound and feel and touch and, But my thing is that I'm trying to understand is the only reason to me to remake it is because maybe there's a chance to make up for what didn't happen before. What was Elise saying? She's saying access to white families is the difference between being rich and being wealthy. And see, that may be part of the conversation that we need to talk about. Is the reason why we want that Oscar, that Grammy, that Tony, that Emmy, is because it pushes us into.
We've seen what black famous looks like.
But does it allow for white comfort? Is that what it is? Now that white people are comfortable with us and comfortable with our. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to say something. It's going to sound wild to some of you, but I don't think I'm wrong. If you've seen any of 50 Cent shows, any of them, Power, Ghost, Raising Kanan, BMF, don't matter. If you've seen any of them, somebody in that world should have been nominated by now.
Absolutely.
Omari Hardwick, Mary J. Blige. I'm talking about their performances. Patina Miller, who plays the mother in Raising Kanan. Marvin, the guy that plays Marvin. I apologize, brother. Please forgive me if you ever see this. Please forgive me. I'm drawing a freeze right now. And matter of fact, I'm not even going to disrespect you like that, because I want people to know your name, because you are brilliant in this show. He plays Marvin. Actually, both the brothers are incredible London Brown. I don't know why I can't remember London Brown. London Brown is brilliant in that show. But my thing is, and so is Haley Kilgore. She's amazing. She played Laverne Thomas. But my thing is, they don't even get nominations. They don't even get Emmy consideration. They've never gotten a consideration. The whole time they've been on. The Wire never won an Emmy. How does The Wire not win an Emmy? So that goes back to what Alicia is saying. Getting on TV and being successful has helped some of us get rich, but not wealthy, because we have not got the right stamp of approval for our show. Now, young lady that just won an Emmy, Ayo, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her last name, but she stars in The Bear. Fantastic actress, young black actress, 24 years old. But it's a white ensemble, the predominantly white ensemble cast. But she's a little Nigerian girl, black girl, proud of her black skin. But she's on the predominantly white show. She's probably got the stamp now. She would tell Ejiofor, there's a lot of predominantly white stuff. He's got the stamp now. Sterling Brown, This Is Us, won Emmys. He's got the stamp now. You see what I'm going? It's like the difference between, like Alicia said, the opportunity to become rich, the opportunity to become wealthy, the opportunity to become known versus the opportunity to become famous. Is that why we need white acceptance? Let me ask you a question, Mama Noise. I'm done with my rant now. Who is a bigger artist in your mind, Beyonce or Taylor Swift?
Well, you asked that question, and then, is this a segue into the Shannon Sharp thing?
Shannon Sharp thing? What's the Shannon Sharp thing?
Well, Shannon Sharp is apparently under fire because he said that Taylor Swift is bigger than Beyonce. But he's saying it because, like, for instance, Taylor Swift been selling out stadiums and stuff like that, and doing all the stuff that now Beyonce's having to do a world tour and got people trying to put their house up for sale and go into debt, not pay their rent and they mortgage and stuff to come to her concerts. But that's normal for Taylor Swift.
Oh, Noise. People can take them under fire all they want to, but guess what? Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, $1 billion. She made $1 billion last year. For all of the noise that came along with Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour, for all of the impact that it made in the black community, $579 million. Almost $500 million less than what Taylor Swift made. And I want to say Beyonce is the only black person on that list. Well, no, I take that back. The Weeknd is number 9 in the top 10 of tours last year, and Drake is number 10. But Drake, who you could argue is the biggest hip hop star in the country right now, $184 million for his tour.
Listen,
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
This is the type of tour that, and listen, I am not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm just saying. I don't listen to her or Beyonce. I'm just saying I don't listen to either one of them. But that's just me. So I'm just saying that it looks like maybe Beyonce, somebody pulled Beyonce a coattail and said, look at Taylor Swift going around doing these global concerts and making hand over fist and winning all the album awards and everything else. Maybe you ought to do a global concert and then turn around and put your concert that people just forked out all their monies and savings and everything to go see your concert, and then turn around and put it in the movie theater. So at your local movie theater, so now you can go see it for like.
No, okay, but what do you? Tell me what your point is, though.
I'm saying that that Beyonce wasn't doing that. So I guess she had to up her game, because now, I don't know if her and Taylor have been friends all this time, but
I don't know if they're friends. Now they friendly.
Well, she just did a pop-up concert, not recently, but it was like last year. She did a pop-up concert in downtown somewhere in California, and then Beyonce stopped what she was doing and popped up at the concert in support of Taylor Swift.
I appreciate it. God bless you. Have an amazing day, obviously.
So
to be honest, it's not.
I think her and Beyonce are friendly. I don't think they're like homies.
Alicia said Beyonce did 56 shows and Taylor Swift did 151.
But is that because Beyonce couldn't do 151, or she didn't want to do 151?
I don't know.
See, that's the question that I have. I because we look at Beyonce as iconic and amazing and all that stuff. And I'm trying to get this mic, y'all, right, y'all. I apologize if I'm coming in hot tonight. But we look at Beyonce and we talk about the things that she's accomplished, but she's accomplished what she has been stamped, it appears, to accomplish. Like, why isn't Beyonce getting the 151 dates like Taylor? Maybe she doesn't want it. Like Andy Bruce said, Beyonce got a man at home. Alicia said she got 3 kids and a husband. So maybe she don't want to go out like that. She took as many dates as she wanted to take. So she ain't trying to drive the number to $1 billion because she's a married woman. So that makes sense.
Maybe like you guys are right. Maybe Beyonce's married to a billionaire. She don't have to try to get billionaire money. Right.
She ain't, listen. Her and Taylor are not in the same situation by far. Let's be clear. But here's the other part that I want to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
The Grammys haven't hurt Beyonce. I think they've helped, but I don't know if is Beyonce white accepted? You would say that she is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce is white accepted, right?
I would say so.
Okay.
But not to the degree Taylor Swift is.
Well, no. I agree. I 100% agree with that. Well, okay, what about let's leave Beyonce for a minute, because Beyonce is probably a bad measuring stick to this conversation.
Okay.
What about like, we talked about Drake, Kanye. Are they white accepted? Kanye was, and then he messed it all up. Is Drake white accepted?
I don't know.
How about this? Let's leave music altogether.
Y'all need to put this in the chat, because I'm perplexed over here.
Yeah, let's leave music altogether. Quinta Brunson just won Best Actress in a Comedy at the Emmys earlier this year in January. Is she white accepted? Is Abbott Elementary now white accepted? And that's why it's having so much success?
Well, if it wasn't, it would be on BET. I'm just saying.
I want to ask this question, and this is gonna be wildly uncomfortable. That's what we do here. Is it what we're talking about that's keeping us from being accepted?
Our content?
I mentioned Power, Raising Canaan, BMF,
Yeah.
Ghost. The common thread of all of those shows is that they're all about drug life, drug dealing, and crime.
White people got shows like about that.
They sure do, called Breaking Bad. But their crime show is already stamped the moment it comes on.
I mean, is it separated where, you know, they can say, well, you know, I don't make that comparison as if that's something in my subdivision or my homeowners association, so no big deal for me to watch Breaking Bad.
Walter White sold drugs and became the biggest meth dealer right out the suburbs. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, Alicia says, ask Issa.
Well, interesting. They've been canceling a lot of black shows here lately. Her show that she just put out, Rap-ish, got canceled. Now, I'll say this. I am a fan of Rap-ish. I watched both seasons. The second season, to me, was not as strong as the first one. But I don't think it deserved to be canceled. I thought it was a good show. So why are black stories not being allowed to be told, and why are they not being picked up and, dare I say, white accepted? What makes Abbott Elementary white accepted? Because it's relatable to everybody?
Because, see, it's acceptable to have a bunch of black teachers.
Okay.
That's in every school.
Okay. So it's the relatability.
I think.
So they can't relate. So white people can't relate to rap.
A you know, particular crowd can relate to rap.
Alicia tried to just put it bluntly. She said white people don't care about black people. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. You know why? Because they're about to have a whole Super Bowl this weekend.
Facts.
And 75% of the people that's going to be on that football field will be black.
And the halftime.
And the halftime show is black thanks to Jay-Z. We wouldn't have got that if it wasn't for him. But my point is, they don't mind you being black if it means you can help affect the bottom line. But we can affect the bottom line. In fact, we've been affecting the bottom line the whole time. In fact, music honestly wouldn't be where it is today had it not been for the contribution of black people. Like, we've done a lot of great things for society, for music, so I'm just trying to understand. I've made this statement on this show before, and sometimes we've gotten it and sometimes we haven't. I'll make it again. Maybe we'll get it tonight. Well, I'll ask the question tonight.
Okay.
Are we trying to get somebody to love us that never will love us?
Oh,
wow. Because I hear a lot of people saying, man, I'm trying to, like, our girl that I love so much, Taraji. Taraji's had a whole breakdown during the Color Purple tour, talking about she's not getting paid the money that her career achievements say she deserves. Here's a young lady been nominated for an Oscar. Here's a young lady been nominated for several Emmys, and she's not getting nearly the paycheck that she feels like she deserves or respect in the business. Now, I don't know if that's on an individual basis. I don't know if that's because of, maybe some stuff she's doing in the dark that is, that ain't hit the light and they just, people ain't rocking with her. Like, who knows? Or it just simply could be what Alicia said. Why we don't care about black people? It could be as simple as that.
Well.
But then I look at Country Wayne. And Country Wayne has quietly built up a following of Facebook and YouTube, Instagram followers, somewhere between 10 to 15 million people. And he's making his money to the point where he puts out $200,000 a month just in child support because the brother got 10 kids. And he still manages to live quite well. He's making millions and millions of dollars. And he's as black as he want to be. And I don't mean his look. I'm talking about what he stands for. What is his? He's only after the black audience. That's it. He ain't. If somebody else comes along, he's grateful. And I'm not saying he's deliberately, but he'll tell you, I know my people. And I know what they want. And I got the streets and the church. It don't seem to me that he want white acceptance. He ain't tripping.
Yeah.
I understand. Listen, I do understand. Let me be clear about something to the noisemakers. We can reveal some things. Me and Mama Noise have entered a phase with Noise Media where we're expanding this company, and hopefully this is the year where you'll finally start to see the breakout. We've actually already signed a couple of deals. And so this is the year we believe you're going to see the breakout of some things for Noise Media. But let me tell you something. This Hollywood thing is a monster, y'all. It is not for the faint at heart. It is not for the faint at heart. And you, first of all, got to bring your big boy pants to the party, because you'll have some great ideas and you'll have some great talent, and you'll still hear no, or you'll still hear we don't understand, or we'll still hear we don't get it in some of these meetings. And it's like, you don't get what we saying, but y'all letting this nonsense on there.
But you know what, Mr. Noise, I keep thinking, I mean, this is not to give him any praise or anything, but if somebody like, for instance, Nick Cannon, okay, even though he's got a gaggle of kids, and I don't, co-sign that, with a whole lot of random women, I'm saying that he's a businessman. He's got businesses, galore. And then you got, Tyler Perry over there out of Atlanta. And then you got, what's his name? Byron Allen. It's like Black people are doing it. They're getting it done. They're breaking through. But like you said earlier, when you said Chris Rock was like, you Black famous. What's wrong with being Black famous?
See that? Okay. Oh boy, Mama Noise. See, you just hit it. Nothing.
It's not enough.
That's the question. That is the question. Tisha Campbell is Gina to us in the Black community. Yeah, I know she was on Me and My Wife and Kids, and she's done other stuff, house parties, that and that, but damn it, that is Gina. That's Martin and Gina. And we love them. But I don't know if that's enough for them.
Well, I mean, I think they want to be, listen, they gave us their lives, you know, every day after day after day, or how frequently whenever their shows were on or whatever. They committed their lives to Black people and with their gift of their acting. And then it's like, man, we be like, you know, we don't see none of those people. You know, they might get as far as the griot, no shade.
But see, the problem I'm having with what you're saying, and not problem, but the challenge I'm having is that Martin was a #1 show on Fox back then. He drove ratings for Fox that were comparable to what the Cosby Show was doing. Mm-hmm. He made a lot of money for that network. Right. To just be quote unquote Black famous. Now, I don't know if Martin himself is just Black famous, because Martin has done some things in his career that has probably pushed him a little bit into some measure of white famous. I'm not saying he's completely white famous, but white people have heard of him. You know, because he run with Will Smith doing the Bad Boy stuff. So white people know who he is. Right. And I agree with you, Alicia, and that's kind of where I was headed. Black famous does have a financial ceiling, even though Black people have been used over and over again to drive the financial blessings for some of these networks. For example, a lot of people, I just found this out, and shout out to Roland Martin, educating us all. I didn't realize that Tubi was owned by Rupert Murdoch. Now, why is that significant? Because Rupert Murdoch is running the exact same play right now with Tubi that he ran with Fox. Some of you saying, what do you mean? On Fox, Rupert Murdoch built that network to $1 billion plus network on the backs of shows like The Rock, Martin, In Living Color, stuff like that. All these different Black shows that was on Fox back in the day, and Married with Children, stuff like that. But it was built on primarily the Black experience. And we were there, and he was underpaying probably them Black people at the time, Martin and all of those other people. And yet, by the time he built it up to the point where he could go buy and bid for the NFL, now you don't hardly see no Black shows on Fox. Same thing he's doing with Tubi now. Tubi was just another streaming service for a while. But then Tubi has now adopted a financial model, and I don't want to get too deep into it for people, but they've adopted a financial model that allows for Black creators to go over there and place their movies or their short film or their skits or whatever over to Tubi, and they can be streamed and make money off of their content. And now their content can be seen by millions of people, because I think Tubi's up to 67 million people subscribers now.
Listen,
it's happened overnight, it seems, but it happened because of the financial model that has shifted over there for their streaming services. So now Tubi went from being just an also ran like Pluto or some of these other ones, being one of the major players. That's why you're seeing all these Tubi commercials, because they got the money to do it now.
I didn't even know what Tubi was, but in my news feed, I had so many people that are like, man, y'all need to check out blah, blah, blah over on Tubi. Man, so-and-so, man, I was just watching that Tubi and I'm going, what is going on? It's like an invasion.
It is. And so my point is, I'm not trying to ish on Tubi, okay? Let me start by saying that. It's not what I'm doing. But I am pointing out the fact that those creators that are taking their product over to Tubi are not getting nearly what they would get if it was on a network or one of the more I won't say known, but one of the regular, I'll just say regular just because I don't have a better word, one of the regular streaming services. And so because of that, Tubi's making a lot of money, but those creators are making pennies on the dollar comparatively. And Rupert Murdoch is making a lot of money because now he can leverage those advertising dollars because it's what we call in the business AVOD, advertising video on demand. Well, so basically, the advertising drives the network itself. Go ahead.
But and again, like you said, I'm not trying to throw shade over on Tubi. I am asking. It seems like it's the new BET Plus.
No, it's not. It's not the same model. BET Plus is using the same model as Peacock and everybody else. They're buying content that is made, but they're still using the same format that they've always used. Tubi, you don't have to have those same. You don't have to have a highly polished quality product.
Oh,
it's just got to be completed and in the can, and you can get it on the Tubi.
Wow!
And so it's they're trying to drive people to the thing so that they can just have numbers, because the numbers is what's going to make him money. Because the more people that he can get to sign up for Tubi and use it on a regular basis, then the more money he can charge advertisers, which is what he's doing. So now what you're going to find out is that his next play is going to be to try to grab one of these sports teams and get them onto Tubi. So now you can, because I just saw the other day, there's a documentary on the WNBA that's going to be exclusively on Tubi. I was like, really? Of all places, Tubi?
On where?
It's going to be on Tubi. But that's the game that's being played. And so because of that, people are becoming their version of Black Famous on Tubi. But nobody knows these movies exist.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
The only reason I know any of these movies is because of Dion King. Shout out to Dion King.
Right. Dion B.
He's my go-to.
He is a strong advocate for Tubi and is always suggesting movies from that he's seen over there. But I will tell you, there's a couple of other streaming services that they really be trying to. I go to certain ones, I'll be like, oh, okay, let me try this one, or I see something I like. But then once I comb through when I comb through all of the shows that they offer, it's like, did y'all just go and just pick up whoever was for sale and just, stuff that's way back, way back, stuff that you say, man, I'm sure no one has ever seen this. You like, okay, like for instance, I think somebody's getting ready to purchase MGM, and a streaming service, and just different ones like that. Next thing you know, it's done got sucked up in the vacuum because the bigger ones, the bigger streaming services are just buying up the little guy.
But this is not even that. Tubi is not even that. Tubi is just another version of YouTube. Honestly, that's all it is. Okay. It's just another version of YouTube. And don't get me wrong, there's a financial model there that works, and people are, being able to make some money on Tubi. So I'm not shading Tubi at all. But what I'm saying is it's vastly different than and the results of what happens when you play a movie on Tubi is vastly different than the results of what would happen if you play it on Amazon Studios or Apple Plus or Netflix or whatever. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same and he doesn't produce the same ultimate results, you become black famous on Tubi, but you become white famous on Apple Plus or Netflix or
I don't
Hulu.
even know. I know Apple Plus exists, but I don't ever hear anybody say, "Man, let me check out that new movie." I only wanted to see one movie on Apple Plus, and that was the Denzel Washington playing Macbeth. That's and I can't, and I've been unable to, and then they'll lock them in where you can't see it anywhere else. Like I'm saying, man, with all the other streaming services I have, perhaps I can see that movie over on another one that I already have. Nope, it's got an exclusive contract just with Apple Plus.
I want to ask a question from Twitter. Twitter said, "Was Taylor always this big, or was she the answer to who can outshine Beyonce?"
That's a good question.
That is a good question. And
did she just come out of nowhere?
No, she came from country music. She was doing country. Yeah, she was doing country music, and she had a sound that was more popish than it was country. And after a while, after she kept doing it, her producers started seeing the crossover appeal of what she was doing, and they started driving her music more toward a pop sound than a country sound. And so she ultimately left country, although she may disagree with what I'm saying, but I don't think I'm wrong. She ultimately left country and became a full-on pop star. So to answer the Twitter's question, there could be some truth to that, because Taylor Swift is the white Beyonce. Or you can say Beyonce is the white black Taylor Swift. Much like New Kids on the Block was the answer to Boyz II Men. It happens all the time.
New Kids on the Block?
No question. No question. Go back and look at the history. There was this dominating the charts in every way group called Boyz II Men. One album. By the way, they didn't win Album of the Year either. But they had 5 number 1 singles, not just on the R&B charts, but across all charts. They had 5 number 1 albums, 5 number 1 singles, and dominated the charts. And in the year that they dominated, New Kids on the Block was formed. So by the time Boyz II Men was coming to the end of their run, here comes New Kids on the Block. Here comes 98 Degrees. Here comes Backstreet Boys. And all these boy bands all of a sudden came out of nowhere because everybody was listening to Boyz II Men. And Boyz II Men was white famous until the boy bands came and shut all that ish down.
Oh, look, Pastor Noise says.
And he's right. He's 100% right. It's the same thing. The Jackson 5, they were white famous. Well, let's get the Osmonds, and that'll be the anti. So I don't really know. You know the challenge that we're having right now, Mama Noise. I'm going to let the noisemakers in behind the curtain, and then we're going to wrap this up here in just a second.
Okay.
One of the things that we're doing as a company, we've tried to create content that just is. We are black by birth, and we're proud to be that. And we are proud to support and uplift our people. We are proud to do that as well. But when we write, we try to write great stories, and we try to write. It doesn't matter if the characters are black. They're led by black people. To me, I went and saw a story this weekend. Some of you may or may not have heard of it, but it's called American Fiction, and stars Jeffrey Wright, Eric Alexander, Tracy Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, Sterling K. Brown. It just got nominated for Oscars. A phenomenal movie. And ironically, the lead character of the movie, played by Dr. Thelonious, is a writer who was writing all these books that are highly intelligent and highly very well written, very well versed, and he couldn't sell them like he wanted to because they were quote unquote missing something.
Oh my gosh!
And the moment he blackened up the books, and you got to see the movie. If I'm not mistaken, I think it came out today on Amazon Prime.
Are you kidding me?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Right.
Huh?
Or you have to rent it?
Yeah, I think you either rent it or buy it, however you want to choose.
Oh, okay. Okay.
However you choose to see it, view it or whatever. Am I right about it? Yes, it's out right now on Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. So you can go see it.
Okay.
But my point of bringing it up is that he became white famous when white people became comfortable with what he was presenting. And it makes you wonder, is the only way to get white acceptance is to present yourself in a way that makes white people comfortable, like the Cosby Show.
Oh, okay.
I saw somebody mention that earlier in the chat. I apologize if I missed it, but like the Cosby Show, that made white people comfortable. So they, Cosby Show blew up. And maybe it's not even comfortable. Maybe it's relatable. I don't know. I don't know what white acceptance is, or I don't know what's the trigger for it. What do I have to do to make people? Because see, here's the thing. I've seen Breaking Bad and I've seen Power, and both of them are violent. Both of those drug dealers were highly violent. There was a lot of death and a lot of crime, and all of the things were there for both of them. So my thing is that I'm trying to understand is if they're both the same, then why are we celebrating one and demonizing the other? And why can't they make the same amount of money? Because Power, all of 50 Cent shows have single-handedly kept stars open. Ain't nobody checking for stars except for 50 Cent shows.
That's true.
You can't name 3 other shows on stars beyond what 50 Cent has done. He is single-handedly keeping that network afloat.
Which is why he tried to buy it.
Which is why Byron Allen's trying to buy Paramount right now, because he's saying we do too much to not have something of a high level of quality. So I don't know. It's a fascinating conversation, and we will have to revisit it. But we have come to the end of the road. Mama Noise, let me give some housekeeping church announcements real quick. And I bet y'all thought I forgot about them, but I haven't forgot about them. Do me a favor. White guitars. Give me a little bit of. White Organs ain't here today. I'm a little frustrated with him. We'll talk about that another time. White guitars. Give me a little something, please. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. So just to give you some housekeeping stuff that's going on for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we got the 5, and of course we're talking Super Bowl. Of course we're talking NBA trade deadline, which is in 2 days. Well, not even 2 days. December 8th now. So less than 2 days. And then on Believe in the ACC, man, we're going to talk about who's in the hot seat right now and what's going to happen with the future of the ACC. There's so many crazy things going on. We want to get into that discussion on Thursday morning. And then, of course, this weekend, the long overdue, we back y'all sip. Uncorked Wine will be in the building this weekend, so you don't want to miss Uncorked Wine. And we do have 2 shows that are coming back. Now, I won't mention them right now, but we got 2 shows coming back, including, okay, I'll mention one, including, actually we have 3 shows that's coming, but one that's coming back, which is a favorite of ours. Me and the lovely Mrs. Spence will be bringing back I Still Do. And so we'll keep you posted on when that happens or whatever. So don't check your local listings for that. So there you go.
Know your noise schedule.
Right, know your noise schedule. And so those are your church announcements. There you go. Thank you, White Group. All right. Mama Noise, I have thoroughly missed being here. I missed the crew. I know some of them are tied up tonight. Y'all send up some prayers for Unc Noise and Cuz Noise for very different reasons. We all know Unc's situation, so keep praying for Unc to get better. But we also praying for Cuz Noise and his family. So we'll leave it at that on that. But I have missed the peoples, although we all talk all the time. But I missed Al B and Ron and everybody. And so it's going to be good to see them probably this weekend. But we are glad to be here and hanging out and doing what we do. So, Mama Knows, you got any parting words for everybody?
Oh, wow. Nope.
That's it? You didn't miss the noisemakers?
I did miss the noisemakers. I've been, corresponding back and forth with them online and in my news feed, and some of them in my messenger and things like that. Hey, Soror.
There's a blast from the past. Hey, beautiful Stephanie. It's good to see you, girl.
That's my Soror. And so yeah,
my Soror too.
Okay. They're there. That I correspond back and forth with the noisemaker, so it is good to be able to see the noisemakers. It's good for us to be on IG now. I'm excited about us being on IG as well as Twitter and stretching a little further out with our platforms.
Yep. So listen, we got a lot of great things that's coming down the pike, and we're excited. We appreciate you guys' patience and letting us get healed. January was wild for us, and some of it we may talk about on I Still Do, and let y'all know whenever we debut that. We're about a week away from I Still Do coming back, but it's coming back. Like I said, along with a couple of other shows that we're working on. But yeah, it's going to be great. We're looking forward to a phenomenal 2024. We got some great surprises coming down the pike. Hopefully, the noisemaker base grows exponentially and quickly. I think that it's about to, but y'all are the day ones. So our day ones, like Pastor Cord and Ahira and like Stephanie and Chad, and just Alicia and all you guys, and Anthony Bruce. And I don't want to call too many names because I'll miss people. Dion.
Yeah.
Let me just call the people that showed up today. White Noise in the building. I see you, bro. And now we not on vacation, but we are chilling though. Y'all, you like the background though, right? You feeling it? I hope you feeling it. I hope you feeling it. So we just trying to do our thing, man, and take the shows to another level. And so we got hopefully some announcements and big changes coming down the pike quickly. And hopefully y'all keep going along for the ride. So with that being said, we love you guys so much and appreciate y'all so much. And shout out to Grandma Noise, who's zeroing in on 100. She's about to be 100
in March.
100. That's you. Amazing, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. Well, we gotta get out of here. We love y'all, man. We will see y'all tomorrow for the 5, and then the 5 on tomorrow, Thursday for Believe, and then Saturday for Uncorked Wine. All right.
All right.
Be good. Be good to each other. Peace.